Hi all, welcome back to the Friday Whistle for the evening whistle. And yeah, we've got a lot to discuss in tonight's stream, by the way. So hello to everyone. Hope you're keeping yourself safe in this weather. There we go. Callum Wilson looking at playing for Cheltenham. No, he's not. the graphic his star move to Cheltenham. Tonight we are going to discuss Callum Wilson. We are going to discuss what Ben Jacobs has had to say on that one. Mikel Antonio, Harry Souttar, outgoings at Leicester. We are also going to look ahead to Cheltenham. We're also going to do a little squad builder. And yeah, everyone get involved. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you did. You haven't subscribed already, get down and do so. Let's use in Dan. Callum Wilson would be a good signing. Evening or another Vardy goal for Cremonese. I believe that's his 150th across the Europe's top 5 leagues now for Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it?
Not bad.
Not bad. A striker that we let go and we've ended up with nothing. Greeted, see you Saturday. Well, if the game goes ahead, we'll be there Saturday, but we'll see what happens. Weather and that. Obviously, you know, there's amber weather warnings, yellow weather warnings. And, you know, it's a League Two ground, isn't it, Cheltenham? So
yeah, that's it. Well, it's gone up to a red one, isn't it, for Cornwall and that south coast of Wales. So
yeah,
you know, I know Cheltenham's a little bit off that, but it's not that many miles away. So it's certainly, you know, that side of the country.
Yeah. Where should we start first? I'll tell you what, we'll chat about this man.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Cifuentes. We'll chat about his press conference first before we get Callum Wilson out of the way. Harry Souttar is injured again.
Yeah,
he's injured. I believe he has gone for surgery for a minor fresh injury that he's had. He is recovering. He did come back from an injury. He was training and then back, and then now he's back out injured again, Dan.
Yeah, that's it. It's, you know, it's just one of those unfortunate things with what he's done. He will find it ever more difficult to recover from. Really, like I say, it's bad. And like I said, that's the thing. A bit like with Antonio, once they're put under some real intensive workouts, you then sort of find out where their body actually is, and sort of doing it on a repetitive situation, being in training every day, it's what needs to be done. But yeah, like I say, it's just unfortunate that he's broken down again, which, like I say, I can't say as I'm overly surprised. It would have been nice to have him back and probably ease pressure on the squad a little bit. But now Yannick's fit as well, so you know we're not going to be in too much damage if either Nelson or Ricoli pick up an injury now, because Yannick's back. He was on the bench, weren't he, at the weekend, or Monday night, I should say. So yeah, or I think he was on the bench as well the game before, weren't he, on the Friday? So yeah. But whereas when you're not, and all you've got is essentially 2 fit senior centre halves, it puts a bit more pressure on things. But you know, now he's broken down. It is what it is.
Dan, I mean, we've been very frustrated, haven't we, regarding outgoings at Leicester and incomings. Marty has basically said that regarding injuries, Bouba Samari might be available for the Coventry game. Obviously, Bouba's been talked about with Torino and AS Monaco.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsey, he's not going to be going back to Burnley, which for me, I kind of would have sent him back, to be fair, and then gone.
I would have. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I understand Marty's point of view is that he could become critical in that last run of games leading towards the end of the season. He could be a valuable asset, but he's only valuable if he's fit. And at the minute, he's out more than he's in.
Yeah. Let's talk about outgoings then. So Marty wants a new striker after Carranza's departure. He said we don't need any outgoings before incomings. Julian has gone. Aaron is injured. We are low on numbers. We need the right target. We have lost a number 10 and a number 9. I would have let someone in days ago, but we keep looking.
Well, obviously the people that they were initially interested in are out of our price bracket for whatever reason. Whether they're asking for too much money in wages or whether the clubs that they're affiliated to are asking for too much for them, whatever it may be, or an agreement on a loan. Who knows? Like I say, without knowing who that person is, it's difficult to sort of call what's sort of happening with it. But it's going to be one of those. If he wanted somebody in 2 days ago, which is pretty much when the window opened, he wanted somebody in straight away, which is understandable. Especially with Carranza going basically on the 1st of January. He wants an instant reply to that because we are light up front anyway. Even with having Carranza, we were light up front. Let alone now losing him. It only takes for, like we were just saying about the centre halves, it only takes for either Ayew or, God forbid, Daka, pause for laughter, getting an injury, and we're short again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or we're relying on youth, which again isn't an issue, but some of them are showing that they're not quite ready yet. So, for this level of football, it's like I do keep saying, I do understand where fans come from. Yes, they do work hard, and yes, they do have lots of energy.
Yeah.
It is a huge leap from, championship level football to playing youth development football or under 23s, whatever you want to call it. It still is youth development, in my opinion, and what I know of it. So it's a huge leap and a lot of expectation on them when our squad is not in the best shape. It's completely different. If we were like in a Middlesbrough, Coventry, that sort of reality or realms of where we're at, you get away with it a bit more. But when we're not, it's a bit more difficult on them.
Agreed. Marty confirms there'll be a number of departures this month. Yeah. He said a number of players asked to leave at the start of the season. We know who. He wants players 100% committed. We want players who are professional. There are always players who feel their time is over. Obviously, we know who he's sort of referring to when you read in between the lines of what's happened in the last few weeks of players that have not been in the squad. You Samares, you Harry Winkses, your Wild Passes. What's your thoughts on that, Dan, with the outgoings, and how much would you sort of evaluate them sort of players at? If it's not just them 3 players, how much more can we sort of move players on? Because Christensen is another one who, I think, is he still injured, Christensen? I believe he is injured again.
What, Mr. Captain injury that pretty much the entire time of this season, all but one game against Blackburn, and then limped off then. Who doesn't want to play? Always convenient, that, isn't it?
Well, someone who Nottingham Forest were going to sign in the summer, but then they never ended up going for it. I wonder why. What's your thoughts on that, Dan, about him saying about the commitment and also about, players wanting to go at the start of the season. Obviously, he has kept them at their own will, basically. But then, you know, as a football club, it's the business that you've got to get the right fee for these players. If you don't get the right fee and not getting what you're asking for, you can't let these players anywhere until you get the right sort of element of it. And this is what Winks has been a massive issue with his attitude problem, his mentality towards not just Marty, but other managers as well. While Fass, again, mentality problem, Bouba Samare. Yes, we've seen little glimpses of Bouba, but then it just feels like a myth, Dan, that you never believe you've seen what he has done as something good, as little as good, and then it just basically goes bloody missing again.
Yeah, that's it. We've not seen what his potential was meant to have been when, you know, everybody was after him. Like what we've said before. Yeah, he goes down as a bad buy because of the performances he's turned out, but it's not entirely on the club because, you know, there was a lot of clubs after him. But Marty is 100% right. He, as we've said since last season, you know, a lot of these players need to be got rid of, get them gone. Yeah. And you know, they're eating up wages that we clearly can't afford to sacrifice. You know, we're not in that luxury of being able to allow players to sit about at home on 90 grand a week, you know, and sit on the bench for 80 grand a week or you know, somewhere in that region, or again, not even on the bench. So, you know, we do need to get them out and replaced quite quickly. Would be nice. It would be. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we dilly-dally around again and not get these lads out until maybe the last day of the transfer window, and then we're scrambling around again, like we have been the last sort of 2 and 3 of them, and getting people in on the last day. I mean, even this summer, really, okay, we got Begovic in early on a free transfer, but after that, we done nothing until the final day and got 3 loans in. Now, okay, all right, we didn't have a manager for the first 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it is of the summer, but isn't that what the director of football's job is to get players in and then bring
players in with the scouts and that,
and then bring the coach in to coach the players. I don't know, call me a cynic if you like, but I thought that's what his job is. But no, we're saying, well, no, the manager now picks it. Well, make up your mind. Which one is it? Does he pick them when they're good, and it's the manager when they're bad, or what? You know. So
this is the issue with managers when they're at Leicester. They get lied to. They get told certain things when coming to the job and say, well, we will back you. We will give you some money for a few players. But then when it comes to the nitty-gritty of it, Dan, and these transfer windows open this summer in the January, they're just nowhere to be seen. They're just like, well, basically the money's vanished what they got offered to spend in January. And I'm sure there were a blueprint for this January transfer window to where we really needed strength. And I think Leicester were in desperate need of getting players in this January transfer window. And obviously Marty is annoyed where he does say about, I'd wanted someone a few days ago, but then obviously you look at the Antonio deal that fell through due to a muscle injury, and that's basically Leicester not having other options, backing up and just counting on one player again. And this just shows we haven't got a plan or an idea what we actually want. We're just sticking with putting all our eggs in one basket again, and then when it falls flat on its arse, we're just scraping around for everything and anything. And this has been an issue with Leicester, with not just Marty, but Ruud van Nistelrooy was pissed off with just signing Koulibaly for £2 million. And now he's out on loan, and then they want to send him back. And then Leicester are like, well, we need to find a club to actually buy him then. And if there's no buyers for him, where does he go?
No. Well, that's the problem sometimes with a player like that, which is unfortunate for the kid.
It hasn't worked out for him at all. And that's because he hasn't given the opportunity either.
Yeah, that's it. But now because he's played at the likes of ours and probably got the money that he's got at ours, they don't like to give it up, which is a bit silly because, you know, I've always been a player that you play as high as you can for as long as you can, but you play. You know, that's the bit with it. And if you're not good enough, regardless of whether you're being paid it or not, go and play football. You know, your career is over so quickly. So as a player, so go and play football. You know, wherever it may be. Don't worry about the money. If you do well, then the money will come again later. But it doesn't seem to be that way for players anymore. The other thing is, like I say, with getting players out,
it's difficult with the wages, isn't it?
Yeah, but it needs to be the right players for us. It needs to be ones that we want gone.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm not so fussed about how much we get for them, especially with three of them being out of contract at the end of this season.
Still a profit, though, isn't it, for PSR?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that.
We're just asking for too much for them. They're just like, well, we want to try and make a bit more than we think teams are actually going to pay, and they're not.
Yeah.
Teams will commit Leicester and say, well, we're not paying that. It's like you refer back to Pat Sandaka in Betis offered quite a substantial amount of money. It's like, stop asking for more.
Exactly.
They've offered over £5 million.
Yeah,
so just bloody take it. You move him on and get a striker in. You have a backup plan, but it just feels there's no backup plan to Leicester. Yeah. It's like we'll keep them, and then it's like, well, what do we do with them?
Yeah, that's it. And it's like, again, unlike with many football clubs at the minute, you know, there seems to be quite a few of us that seem to be going through this.
Been the last few windows, Trope.
Yeah, that's it. Is we worry about balance sheets first over the quality that goes in the side. It's like these players have proved they're not quality enough, but they're on exceptionally high wages. So just get rid of them. It works out in the end because you've offset the money that you've saved on wages by getting rid of them. Yeah, exactly.
Was it Schalke that offered £5 million for Thomas?
Yeah.
Last last January?
Last January. And we turned it down.
Leicester turned it down, and then they gave him a bloody 4-year contract.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Who's running this? Who's running the circus? Should we like to call it? I want to know.
Saudi offering $10 million for Daka in the summer, and we turned it down. It's like, are you all right? You know,
what are you achieving by doing it? And then you're stuck with the same players, and then you can't freshen the squad up at all because you've been too. It's mismanagement again. It's what it always boils down to. The same people are doing the same things.
Yeah. And it's believing a player, his value is higher by them because what they previously valued him at. The fact that, you know, especially with Daka, and you know, I don't want to keep banging on about him, but he's the biggest one for it, where he cost us a lot to come in. He's cost us a lot in wages, and he's delivered very little. So what purpose have we got for keeping him around anymore? Get what you can for him. Yeah. You know, because you've basically paid for him anyway. So anything that you get, I would say probably over £2 million is going to be a profit with how it works with PSR.
Yeah.
So even if you've got £5 million, you know, you've made a profit of £3 million. Plus then you're saving on his 75, 80 grand a week, plus appearance fees, which people forget about. There's lots of bonuses these players get.
Agents like that.
Yeah, which there'll be a goal scoring one. I know we don't need to worry about that with Daka because he don't score, but he'll get an appearance fee. He'll get a substitutes fee as well. So he'll get his wages. He'll get his 75 grand, and then he probably might get another 10 to 15 grand on top of it for sitting on the bench. So what's the purpose? You know, so he's getting nearly 100 grand a week off of us for delivering what? And we're scrapping around trying to get an extra 500 grand or £1 million off of a club to pay for it when you're going to get that back before the season's out in his wages.
That's true. Winks, I would say you probably get about £3 million for him max. this window because he's got 6 months left on his deal. I think we spent, what, 10 million quid on him to bring him here to start off with.
Yeah.
Fast. What did we spend on him? 15 million quid, and they're asking for 8 million.
Yeah. But he's got a year left, doesn't he?
Summer.
Yeah.
No one's going to give 15 for him.
Well,
you've only spent on him.
Yeah, that's it. Well, like I said, he's got 18 months on his contract. So you've got a bit more negotiation room with that.
Yeah.
Like I say, I would say if they can get closer to 10, then they'll be, it'd be good. But if they can't, don't worry about it. Stop stressing about that. Like, as I say, let's move them on, get them out, freshen our side up, get some players in that want to be at the club.
Yeah.
And give the fans somebody to get behind.
Give Marty his own players.
And and exactly that. Players that suit what he wants.
Yeah, not players that you just want to keep here and hope to just make them fill the positions that you obviously need.
Yeah. Like I say again,
that's the problem.
There's not a single player in our squad at the minute who shouldn't be sold. And I even go down to someone like Nelson, because what's he got, 2 years left on his contract?
Yeah, I know Chelsea were interested in him, weren't they, a few windows ago?
Yeah, that's
that
it.
When Enzo were there, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't want him to go. I'd rather he was given a new contract rather than
the club would sell these type of players.
But yeah, at the minute, the situation we're in, and again, he won't be on big wages at all either. But the situation that we're in, the money that you'd get for him would give us money to revitalise the squad with.
It feels like, Dan, because we have so much problem with transfer windows, it feels like we keep players that we don't want and sell players that we do want to keep.
Yeah.
So, you talk about Abdul. Obviously, there's been a little report about Abdul today, haven't there? L'Oreal offering, 30 million euros, I think it was in the end.
Yeah.
Top player. He is a top player, and I think if you're looking at the total price tag for Abdul, I think it is about 30 million quid.
Yeah.
And someone I wouldn't be surprised would pay that for him this January transfer window. No. I'm one of them who I wouldn't want to see him go, but if they do get the right money for him and the club then decide, you know what, we can sell Abdul and reinvest it, and you actually are going to reinvest it, not just say it.
Yeah.
Then it's business, isn't it? But what Leicester's problem is they sell these players and they don't reinvest it in the squad. No. And then we're so wafer thin. Yeah. It's like Marty today. He said, but we've got a small squad. We've not got a lot in the areas that we need to strengthen. But that's down to the club's decision making over the years that's made it that way.
Well, it is, because what we've had a large squad, but it's been full of crap. That's the problem. Overpaid.
There's been players that have held on at it for years, and we've not managed to move them on.
That's it.
But I don't know. I think let's talk instead of outgoings. Let's talk about incomings.
Yeah.
Callum Wilson, right? This guy's we spoke about him the other day, didn't we, Dan? Actually, I said to you, would you sign Callum Wilson if he left West Ham?
Yeah.
Callum Wilson is, I believe. Let's see what Ben Jacobs has to say on Callum Wilson.
Keep an eye on the Championship as well, because you may remember Mikel Antonio, ex-West Ham, training with Leicester. It appears he's picked up a muscle injury, and as of now, they haven't signed Mikel Antonio. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm told Callum Wilson is also on Leicester's radar as well, assuming he becomes a free agent, because they won't want to or be able to pay any kind of fee to West Ham.
And they're not a club who've had much luck with old strikers in the past. They'd be a good fit. Leicester, absolutely.
So basically, they're saying that this Callum Wilson deal, Leicester has got him on the radar, but they're saying that Leicester wouldn't want to pay a fee to West Ham. So that's telling me that this transfer window will be loans or free agents. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be signing players for money. And if Callum Wilson, say he didn't leave West Ham on a free agent, then Leicester wouldn't want him because of that thing. But then Callum Wilson, I think is he on a pay-as-you-play at West Ham? I think he is. So
I'm not sure.
He's on some wages, basically.
Yeah.
I think Callum Wilson would be a great signing for any Championship club this
100%.
transfer window.
Yeah.
He has got pedigree and he can score goals.
Yeah.
But it's his injury record. If you keep him fit,
Yeah.
it's a great bit of business by Leicester. But you've got to get him on a decent amount of wages. Because if you look at Antonio, we say this about the same thing again. It's the wages that this club's going to offer. We're going to you don't want to be overpaying and him only wanting to come because you're paying double of what somebody else is going to offer.
Yeah, that's it. We don't want to be falling into the same trap as we did with Cody, Winks and the likes, where you're paying him, 70, 80, 90 grand a week.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks, after 3 games, he's then pulled up and he's out for 3 months, because we're still having to foot that bill. And now we've got to find a replacement again. Again, as I was saying about being light up top as it is, really, we need...
You need a proven goal scorer.
Yeah, which he is. At the end of the day, he's scored 4-5 goals already for West Ham this season and not played that much.
No.
Okay, they're struggling, but that's not been nothing down to him. That's been, again, a poorly run club in a similar situation to us at the minute. And to be honest, West Ham probably owe us a bit, really, don't they? Because they had Mads off of us for next to nothing in the end.
Well, they're kind of pissed off with Leicester about the Mads Overs situation. Let's just keep that one away from West Ham fans, because they'll try and find that receipt at the side of the sofa if we talk about that deal.
I'm sure they would, but at the end of the day, it was down to their poor manager at the time.
Yeah.
Again,
he has scored 4 goals this season, Dan.
Yeah.
He's got
in how many games? What's he played? 10 games, maybe?
17.
17. He's played 17 games this season?
17.
Well, okay. It's not the greatest return, but on the brighter side of that, he's consistently played 17 games and not been injured.
Yeah.
That's a positive, in my opinion. Because he will score goals.
Last season, he played 18 games and didn't score at all in the Prem.
Yeah. Who's that? What, for Newcastle?
I think so. Then he scored, and then the season before that, the 23-24 season, he scored 9 goals in 20 matches, 9 started. I think that for Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then he scored in the 22-23 season, 18 goals, 5 assists. Where's his championship record? So for Bournemouth, he scored 20 goals and 7 assists. So he can score goals in the leagues.
Yeah.
People complain, don't they, Dan, and say, yeah, but Leicester's the old fogies home, innit? This is where all the old players come because they want the last paycheck, basically.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the Callum Wilson deal? What's your sort of pros and cons on it?
Well, yeah, as I say, the pros for him is that he's played 17 games this season, so that's a positive, because that means he is durable and not going to break down that quickly. The other thing is that he's a goal scorer that we desperately need. He is experienced, but he is an out-and-out goal scorer and striker. So it's not like playing Ayew, who's really a 10-stroke winger as opposed to a forward, and will be in and around the box. And he will also, if he's not scoring and getting in positions, he'll be roasting people to be saying, give me the ball. Why are you not giving me the ball? I'm here to score goals, mate. Give me the ball and I'll score, so to speak. So we'll gain that from him as well. Whereas, like I say, at the minute, we're a bit destitute up top, and the guy we're playing up there is never anywhere in and around the box when we need him to be. So
the only thing that I think this deal doesn't happen is Saudi Arabia are interested. So there's 2 clubs and they're going to offer him big amounts of money, basically.
Of course they will. Yeah, they'll offer him massive money. Yeah. But that depends on what he wants to do. Is it the fact that he wants to move his family to Saudi and go and play in the Saudi league, or is it that he can, just go and earn the bucks because they don't tax you over there, do they?
There's a few players that can play for
depends.
about 2 years, isn't it?
You have to be there 2 years before
Yeah,
you come
2
back.
years. That's what I'm saying. Like Jordan Henderson did, 2 years,
Yeah.
and then didn't get
Well, he
taxed.
didn't, did he? He
Put back
disappeared
up.
off to
Yeah.
Ajax and done it that way round. But what's Callum Wilson's age? What is he? 33.
Callum Wilson is
Old?
he is 33.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So he's younger than Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, that's it, and younger than Vardy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So if you look at it that way, he's got another 5 years.
Yeah, he is both footed.
Yeah, that's it.
Even at Newcastle, he scored goals. Everywhere he's been, he scored goals. The only concern it's been for him is the injury record. And you know what Leicester's like at Seagrave for injury record? They can stub the bloody toe and they're out for bloody 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but yeah, as I say, I would have no issue in bringing him in, even if it was a short-ish term deal, if it was 18 months or something like that, or even if it was a pay-as-you-play. Either which way, I'm not bothered as long as we don't go silly on his wages. I'd rather they done say, I don't know, it's going to still sound a lot, but if they done 50 grand a week, but then offered him 30 grand as on top of that as an appearance fee for what? So he's still probably getting his 80 what he might want, but if he's injured, he's not making any appearances. So we're only paying out 50 grand. So it's one of them. Hopefully not, but
this Mikel Antonio deal ain't gonna happen now due to a muscle injury.
No. So that's it.
The club's basically held on to it, haven't they, to see what would happen. But now
see whether he break down or not. A bit like with Harry Souttar earlier.
He could do 2 years here, then go Saudi.
He could, absolutely.
Basically, he could end his career at Saudi. I mean, a lot of players have gone and done it, haven't they?
Yeah.
But then some people go to the MLS and go and end their careers. You've seen some of the big stars do it.
There is. There's plenty of football.
There's plenty of football to be played everywhere.
Yeah,
there's a lot of free agents out there for Leicester. It's just the wages is the stumbling block for these players.
It can be, yeah, but that's where we do need to be sensible on, and not overpay on that side, because that's what's killed the club more is the overspending on wages than transfer fees. I mean, like I say again, we're not particularly massive transfer fee payers, other than Tillemans, really.
It's just we've paid a lot more wages out than bloody everything else that's coming in. So this is where they've got to be sensible. They've got to allow Marty to bring in his own players, whether he should be here or he isn't. You get what I mean? It's one of them where they've got to find some common ground somewhere. If they're going to get rid of him, get rid of him. If you're going to keep him, then back him, basically. It's basically back him or sack him. Yeah,
pretty much. Like I say, again, if you give him no excuses and you give him the tools to work with,
and it don't work out,
that's it. Don't work out.
You've got an excuse to say, you know what, it didn't work.
Yeah, like I said, there's no comeback.
Says, well, Vish got lucky to get a chance to showcase himself and do. We are doing him. Yeah, I agree. 6-month contract for me. I'd do it till the end of the season and then see where we are with him.
Yeah, I think you might. I think you struggle to get him.
I don't think we'd want a 6-month contract, D. That's what I'm saying. I think this is what
Mikel Antonio, you would get away with a 6-month contract because of what happened to him. But someone like Callum Wilson, I think, like I say, it would be a minimum of a year, if not 18 months. Like I say, you might well get away with a pay-as-you-play for 18 months, which he might accept, depending on how much you were paying him to play. And like I said, the same as you could do it as almost like a 50-50 offset, where he had a very large appearance fee, but not a lot of wages. So then when he is injured, you're not shelling out as much per week on his wages.
I agree. Dan, let's get on to Cheltenham FA Cup weekend. Last time we visited there was the 30th of August, 2008. 4-0 win for Leicester. Lloyd Dyer scored 2, Matt Oakley scored 1, and Matty Fryer scored. That was the last time we visited them in all competition. Obviously, we have had a pre-season friendly there in the past. It is overshadowed by the weather, whether it will go ahead. Cheltenham, where do they sit going into this? So they sit 18th. It's in League Two.
Yeah.
Last time we played them in a pre-season friendly were 2019. 2-1 win for Leicester. Leicester in the Championship sit 12th. It's a bit they've had the biggest win this season at home to Crawley, 3-0. Leicester's biggest win was 3-1 against Swansea, 7-1 an away defeat. A 4-1 defeat for Leicester away from home. But Leicester's FA Cup, I think the last upset we had really was the Newport game. And I'm bloody hoping it's one of them games again where we bloody get knocked out against bloody lower league opposition and we get basically embarrassed because our own are doing that. What's your thoughts?
Well, to be truthful, Jack, I'm not overly bothered.
Yeah.
Our priorities lie elsewhere at this moment in time.
Yeah.
What I would like to see is a lot of the youngsters given an opportunity of playing an hour minimum, you know, and giving some of these others a bit of a break from playing. But unfortunately, the issue that we have is Marty's under pressure for wins, and like what we've just been discussing, our squad is very thin. So I don't see too much changing. Like I say, it'd be nice if the likes of Aluko came in at right back.
Wrist players like James Nelson for top. Yeah, I agree, but then we've only got bloody 2 midfielders, haven't we? Really?
Well, again, if you take out Nelson, that means we're then playing Vestergaard, and if you give Vestergaard an opportunity to come in and play, and even though he should do against Cheltenham, he plays well. He's the kind of player that's going to then go, well, I played well in my last game, I should be playing, and we don't want him playing. We want him sat where he is. I don't know about yourself and others, but I'm quite happy with
on the weekend, 2 degrees, but sunny overnight. Last Friday, 2-. Well, bloody hell.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with what.
They're tough games, though, aren't they, Dan, against the lower league opposition?
Yeah, they always are.
It's never a walk in the park. Marty says that they want to go there and perform well, but every time we seem to say we're going to perform well this season, it's a case of where we let teams onto us a lot, and it could be a banana skin for Leicester, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Like I say, it could be, but again, I'm not overly fussed, and especially if
go and put bet on. Go and put bet on. Put £5 on it.
If we do go with the likes of, like I say, maybe JJ dropping out or being on the bench, and Louis Page comes in, and we see what he's like in that role, you know. Or Bobby comes out and Page plays. Like I say, Aluko playing at right back as opposed to picking Hamza or Ricardo. And maybe we see Jake Evans maybe. I think Monga will definitely start. And we may even see Silko play up top again. Or he may come in for Abdul.
Patson Daka will start, won't he?
I reckon so, yeah. But again, if we play Silko on that right-hand side and left Abdul out for a game and give him a rest, I don't have an issue with that.
I put £10 on it, did you, when it was 250 to 1?
Yeah. That's it. Like I say, I don't have an issue with that at all if we went out, but we played those players because we get to see as well what they're like. You know,
I think there'll be quite a few changes. I think Begovic will be in goal. Centre backs, I think Vestergaard will come back in.
I'm hoping not. Like I say,
I don't think we can really. I think who do you take out though, Akoli or Nelson?
Well, that's what I mean. I wouldn't. I would continue with what they're doing.
So you wouldn't do wholesale changes.
No. As I say, I would only change
tomorrow. So we'll see if any surprises happen Saturday. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like I said, I would only change what is necessary for, like I say, for giving players a break. Where, I would expect Skip to be playing. I would like to still see Nelson and Okoli playing, because they're just starting to form a nice centre half partnership.
Yeah.
And getting a run of games. There's not a real reason to drop them. They've both only just come back into the side.
I think he'll put Thomas back in at left back.
Yes, I expect that.
I think Hamza. Go on.
Is Brandon Cover still with us, or has he gone out on loan now?
I'll have a look. Give me a second.
Because it'd be nice to see him play, because there was good things spoken about him at left back in the 23s.
Let me have a look. Brandon Cover's still at Leicester under 21s.
Yeah.
Is he still there? Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah, he's still at Leicester.
So, ideal opportunity. Let's have a look. We're struggling at that side, on that left-hand side.
I'd personally give him an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it with this FA Cup,
give the youngsters a chance.
What do we have to lose? We're not going to win the FA Cup. All right.
He was training with a squad today. Fantastic. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Michael Golding's another one.
I don't think he's good enough. But
spent a bit of money on him, though. I think that was just
we know what
deal with Chelsea, to be honest, and help us out.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'd actually be amazed if we did actually really pay £5 million for him. I think that might have just been, say that's what you've paid us, so we can get around FFP themselves with Chelsea. But there was more to that than meets the eye, because he's not really done anything. So,
right, I'll tell you what then. Let's set up a little team then for the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll go Patson up front, because I think he'll go with Daka anyway. Luke Thomas will go left back.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'll go Brandon Cover then at left back. Right back, sorry. Centre back. Jesus.
Jack. Brandon Cover's a left back.
Oh, is it a left back? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, I'll tell you what then, I'll drop Luke Thomas. Tell you what. He won't go with Ricardo, so I think he'll put Hamza there then if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, it's that, or like I say, it's
it'd be him or it'd be Thomas or Begovic in goal. The front four, Jesus. I don't think he'll start Abdul, so I think he'll put Monga out on the left.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think he'll drop Mavididi as well. So I think he'll go with Silko.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll swap them two over.
Centre
attacking mid.
Louis Page.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Do you know what? I don't think we've got anything to lose, really.
No.
We've got a wafer-seen squad.
Yeah. And then in that case, he'll keep JJ and Skip in those two positions.
Jordan James is at the bottom there. Yeah. And
then Nelson and Okoli.
Yeah, I think he'll do that and all, actually. It'd be Ben Nelson and Okoli or Vestergaard and bloody Ben Nelson. I think that's what he'll do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I won't be surprised. I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad team. I know we ain't got a striker up front.
No, but I still that should be more than enough to deal with a team that's 18th in League Two.
Should.
And as well,
Monga for 1 year actually. Begovic, Thomas, Okoli, Nelson, Aluko, Skip, Hamza, Page, Silko, Evans, 1 year I'd like that. Yeah, no, I agree. Ideal opportunity to try some of the youth players and the fringe players. That's what I think he'll do.
Yeah.
I think he'll give the likes of Abdul a rest. Bobby Cordova-Reed in the number 10. So if you went to trust him as an extension of him, yeah, I agree. Fran Viatez in goal. Where is it? Where is the Spanish goalkeeper? Where is it?
I don't know. I did see somewhere, or somebody mentioned that he's injured, but I don't. I've not actually aware of it. The club's not said anything about it. They've not said he's injured. So yeah, it'd be interesting to know where he is. Because he was on the bench, weren't he, when Jakob was out?
Yeah.
So when he was out injured, so he was on the bench.
Horse's injured.
Yeah. So there can't be anything that badly wrong with him.
Who is the Cheltenham manager these days? I know it was. I know Graham Alexander were there once upon a time. I know they had.
I ain't got a clue now.
Who did they have in there? Gary Johnson were manager there at one point.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at some of their squad actually. Oh, Steve Cottrell's their manager.
Right.
Steve Cottrell, ex-Forest, yeah. Let's have a look at Cheltenham's squad. What we got here. So we've got Miller, Bickerstaff, Thomas, Hutchinson, Young, Jude Boyd, Stevenson, Cundy, Tomkinson, Day, and Wilson. I mean, Joe Day, he's been around the bloody leagues a bit, especially the Football League. So yeah, they are sitting 18th. And yeah, they've got 7,066 capacity ground. They're not. What are they like at home this season? So they're quite strong at home. They're doing quite well at home this season, Cheltenham.
Yeah.
So I think it's all going to depend on what Marty's thinking is and how, because we've got Coventry next, haven't we? In the Championship, and that's a massive game.
Yeah, that's the priority for me, and should be for the club. Like I say, yes, FA Cup runs and wins are nice when you're in a good space, but when you're not and your priorities are elsewhere,
got to be the league, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're a bit of a nuisance. Maybe like I say, if we were on a bit of a better run and and we were in the playoffs and comfortably in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be so worried. I'd just say stick with the side and see how far we can go. What we got to lose by seeing how far we can go. But at this moment in time, it's more a case of what have we got to lose by using the fringe stroke younger lads and see what they've got.
Right. So foot in both camps. So we've got Curtis Davis.
Yeah.
Elvis Hammond.
Yeah.
Johnny Hayes, Darren Kenton, Barry Ailes, real dream of the team, Barry Ailes, Josh Lowe, James Wesolowski. Right, so there's two more in here, right? So I'm going to give you 3 opportunities to give me 3 players who you think has played for Cheltenham Town in the past. So they're 2 current Leicester players in the squad. Can you name both?
2 current Leicester players
Two current Leicester players are in the squad currently at Leicester. They take on their former club.
Yeah, I would say maybe Luke Thomas has been there on loan.
No.
Or Jakob.
No.
I'm just trying to think of players that would have perhaps gone out on loan there rather than being there.
They're not academy players. They've not come through our academy anyway.
Oh, so JJ?
It's not Jordan James.
No. I don't know. Bobby Decker-Reid.
Bobby Reid's one of them.
Yeah, I was just thinking because he was at Bristol as a kid, really. So I'm just trying to read players that's they would have only gone there on loan.
Bobby D. Cordova-Reid, and we've got another one on there. And what? Right. So we had 3 loans. We've had 3 loans in the summer transfer window just gone.
Yeah.
One of them you've mentioned. So you've got 2.
Aaron Ramsey.
Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
Aaron Ramsey played for them in 2021. He made 15 appearances, scored 1 goal. Bobby Reid played for him in 2011. Played 1 game and got basically 2 minutes.
Yeah. Like I say, they would have been there on loan as kids, wouldn't they? So
Yeah. Right, Dan, before we end the stream, score prediction.
Tough one. Depending on what side he picks, but I would still say 2-0 Leicester.
Yeah, I'll back you on that. I'll go 2-0 as well.
Clean sheet.
Right, everyone, thanks for watching. We do appreciate it. Like target last time was 69 likes. So, well, it weren't 69 likes. We got 69, but our aim was 60. So if we can hit 60 again, fantastic.
Yeah.
37 of you watching. There's been a lot of you watching, by the way. So all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you know any you know around here. Please do so. Let me know your thoughts on Callum Wilson and all that. And what your thoughts are ahead of the Cheltenham game. 3-1 Leicester. 2-1 Leicester. Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if it's on first, and then we'll go from there. But if it is on, there'll be a match day vlog. Watch out for that one. We have got the preview of Coventry City coming up next week. Championship predictions will be back as well. So join us for that. Steve and Rich have got a well-earned odd break this week, so we've let them have a bit of time off. Great work, Jack. Tell your friends and family and Foxes fans. Respect to everyone. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of the evening, wherever you're up to. Up the Foxes and keep hitting the final.